Welcome. Today's lesson is about the art of prompts. Let's dive right in. And let's make sure we're on the same page first. What is a prompt? Simply put, prompts are statements or questions that are designed to generate a specific response or action. Throughout the rest of this course, we will give you examples of prompts you can use in your daily work. So don't worry, we will give you lots of examples later in this course. But before we do so, we will take this lesson to give you a detailed understanding of what makes a prompt good or bad. Being able to write good prompts will drastically increase the quality of the ChatGPT output. So, what makes a prompt good? In this lesson, which is very important and will therefore be a bit longer than others, we will teach you how to use the art of prompts to your advantage. Number 1. Start with an action word. Do you want ChatGPT to create something for you? Then always start your ChatGPT prompt with action words like create, write, make, and generate, instead of starting with something like can you? Number 2. Talk to the AI like you would talk to a person. And when I say talk to it like a person, I mean talk to it like you would a co-worker or team member. If that's hard to do, give it a name. Since Alexa is taken, maybe you should think of it as John. This helps because when you talk to John, you might include conversational details, little anecdotes that give your story texture, a variety of possibilities, and more. When talking to a person, it would be natural to expect someone to miss your point initially and require clarification. It would be natural for someone you're talking to veer away from the topic at hand and need to be wrangled back on topic. It would also be natural to fill in the backstory and ask complex questions. And it would also be natural to have to dig in, restating some of those questions based on the answers you got back. All of this is how you should talk to ChatGPT. Number 3. Set the stage and provide context, and be as specific as possible. Writing a ChatGPT prompt is more than just asking a one-sentence question. It involves providing relevant background information to set the context of the query. Let's say you want to prepare for a negotiation with a supplier you've been working with for 15 years. You could ask ChatGPT, how to prepare for my negotiation with a supplier I've been working with for 15 years. But you get a far more nuanced answer if instead you tell it you've had a great working relationship the first 13 years, but that the supplier has been dropping in quality for the past 2 years. And you can also mention that there are new competing suppliers on the rise that could easily replace your current supplier. The answers you'll get will be way more focused on your needs. Do you see how you're giving the AI much more information with which to provide you with a more focused and helpful answer? Number 4. Tell it to assume an identity or profession. One of ChatGPT's coolest features is that it can write from the point of view of a specific person or profession. Depending on the industry you work in, this can help you to get a better understanding of specific topics. Here are 3 fun prompts you can drop into ChatGPT to see how this works. The first one. From the point of view of its product manager, describe the Apple iPhone 14. Or, from the point of view of an adult child caring for an elderly parent, describe the Apple iPhone 14. Or, from the point of view of a journalist, describe the Apple iPhone 14. Do you see the difference? Number 5. Don't hesitate to refine. When you ask a coworker for a report and you're unhappy with some details of the report, you might let it slip. With ChatGPT, there's no reason to do this. And actually, refining your prompt doesn't take a lot of time, while it can increase the results of the output significantly. More prompt writing tips. Include the length of the response. ChatGPT does not know if you want a crisp 2-line response or a comprehensive paragraph for your prompt. To avoid confusion and regenerations, it is good to specify the response length in the prompt. The second one. ChatGPT will retain its awareness of previous conversations as long as the current page is open. If you leave the page, it will lose awareness. To be clear, ChatGPT will also sometimes lose the thread of the conversation just because. So be aware you may need to start over from time to time. Number 3. Similarly, opening a new page will start the discussion with fresh responses. Number 4. Answers over about 500 words sometimes break down. Be sure to specify the length of the response you want. 5. You can correct and clarify prompts based on how the AI answered previously. If it's not understanding you, you may be able to just tell it what it missed and continue on. 6. Rephrase questions if it doesn't want to answer what you're asking for. Use personas to generate answers that it might not otherwise want to give. 7. If you want sources cited, tell it to support or justify its answers. 8. Keep experimenting. 9. Sometimes ChatGPT just fails. Keep trying, but also be willing to give up and move on to other tools. It's just not perfect. Yet. And number 10, use follow-up questions. Use follow-up questions to dig deeper into the responses and uncover additional insights. Follow-up questions are a powerful tool for gathering more details and specific information. Let's take a look at some examples. Example 1. Here, an example of a bad prompt is, can you tell me how you can help me to negotiate better? Or in the good prompt, describe the negotiation situation, your interests, your goals, the company you're negotiating with, their interests, their goals, and what you want to get out of the negotiation. And then follow up with, can you describe 3 possible negotiation strategies my negotiation counterpart will likely use? And for each one, describe how I should counter it. In this example, the poor prompt is too vague and does not provide specific guidance on what type of assistance you're looking for. The good prompt, however, on the other hand, is specific and contains specific details on the context of your question. Let's take a look at another one. Here, an example of a poor prompt is, how should I pitch my counteroffer? Or a good example is, first, describe the negotiation situation, your interests, your goals, the company you're negotiating with, and their interests, their goals, and what you want to get out of the negotiation. Then paste in the offer you received. And then ask ChatGPT, what counteroffer can I send to achieve my negotiation goals? Here again, the poor prompt is too general and does not provide specific guidance. It may provide a broad or general response that does not address the specific needs of the person asking the question. The good prompt, however, is specific and focuses on a particular aspect of the negotiation. Let's take a look at 2 more. Here, the poor prompt is, can you tell me everything I need to know about negotiation strategies and how to counter them? And the good one is, describe the negotiation situation, your interests, goals, the company you're negotiating with, their interests, their goals, and what you want to get out of the negotiation. And then tell it to identify common arguments or objections that suppliers may raise during negotiations. And also ask it to suggest ways to respond to these common arguments in a way that addresses the supplier's concerns while also advancing my own interests. And also ask it, based on this information, what will the supplier's most likely reply be to my response? Here, in this prompt, the good one is specific, clear, and provides a lot of context to the situation. Number 4. Here the poor example is, can you give me 3 negotiation strategies? And the good prompt is, describe the negotiation situation, your interests, goals, the company you're negotiating with, their interests, their goals, and what you want to get out of the negotiation. And then tell it to please write 3 different negotiation strategies that will help you to achieve your goals. Finally, the poor prompt is bad because it is too broad and does not provide any context for what it should focus on when providing strategies. It also doesn't specify what the goals or interests are, which could lead to generic or irrelevant strategies. The other one is good, because it provides a clear context for what it should focus on when providing strategies. It specifies the negotiation situation, interests and goals, as well as the company being negotiated with and their interests and goals. This level of detail allows it to provide more relevant and effective strategies that are tailored to the specific situation. Now that you've made your first prompts, it's time to start tweaking. Here are a few example sentences you can add to your prompt to get a better answer. First one. Pretend you're a procurement specialist who has a lot of experience with ChatGPT. Or, please make your answer shorter and explain it to me like I'm a 12-year-old. With these example sentences, you're letting ChatGPT know you want a different type of answer, which will give you a better output. And that concludes today's lesson on the art of prompts. Remember, as procurement professionals, prompts are a powerful tool for guiding conversations and achieving desired outcomes. By using specific questions, following up with further questions, and being mindful of your tone, you can generate more valuable insights within ChatGPT. And by adding in these bonus sentences to your prompts, you can further improve the quality of the responses you're looking for. So go forth and start crafting effective prompts. Good luck!